I'm Briana Masson with Jette Sette. I'm here with Kristen, my lovely model for the day. And this workout is going to be based on all of us who have tight backs and shoulders and what you can do in a quick little 10-minute session to kind of loosen up your body, engage your core, and make you feel pretty awesome when you're done. So we're gonna start on hands and knees. So Kristen's gonna come here with her hands directly underneath her shoulders, knees underneath her hips, finding a nice stable all fours position. She's gonna start with a basic cat-cow motion. So inhale, she's gonna round the head, neck, and shoulders under, inflating her lungs into her back. Gorgeous. Exhale, she's gonna reverse into extension, reaching the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Beautiful. And again, inhale, rounding under. What you're trying to do is increase lung capacity and exhale and change, and also start to kind of get the lungs to move as well as stabilize through the shoulder girdle. And again, inhale, rounding under. Her neck is nice and relaxed. Her shoulders are wrapping beautifully. And exhale and extend. Good. Let's go one more time. Inhale, her navel is pulling up into her spine, her legs are pressing, and then exhale, and she extends long. Gorgeous. Sit back in a child's pose just to take a stretch. I'm gonna give her a little stretch, but as you're doing this yourself, you're gonna think about reaching your tailbone down towards the floor. Good. And then you're gonna come back up onto all fours, and we're gonna do a Serratus Pushup. So the serratus anterior is a muscle that connects from your shoulder blade into the front of your rib cage. Don't worry if you don't know what this is. It's very important for the shoulders to stabilize, and so this is a nice basic exercise to kind of get this muscle turned on. So she's going to inhale to lift up into her upper spine or upper thoracic. As she exhales, she's gonna lower, and the shoulder blades are gonna come towards each other. And again, you'll notice as she keeps going that her arms are nice and straight. This is essential to this exercise, that the scapula are the only thing really moving. I'm gonna actually ask Kristen to make it harder. So she's gonna come up into a real plank. Now, if you're new to Pilates, new to exercise, stay on your hands and knees. So she's gonna bring her feet together, her legs together. Immediately this engages her core, much more, and she takes the same exercise. She pushes, gorgeous, and then she lowers. And again, and press, and of course the up, yes, is the hardest part, and lower. And I'm just gonna have her do two more. Inhale. Feel the wrap, gorgeous. And she's doing an excellent job not overdoing it in the middle back, right? You can see how she's wrapping the scapula. Good. And last time. Good. Knees down and just rest in a child's pose and breathe. All right, so now she's gonna come up to sit. We're gonna bring the legs this direction for a half roll up. So knees will be bent, and let's start with this with the hands behind the legs to give your back some support. So her hands are gonna be holding onto the back of her legs, onto the hamstrings. She's gonna sit nice and tall to start. So here's where we start to work on sequential motion of the spine. Inhale, as you exhale, scoop under from underneath, gorgeous. She's gonna roll down just to the top of her tights or your shorts, whatever you're wearing, good. Inhale. And then as she exhales, she's gonna curl upper abs, middle abs, low abs, head to the knees, good, and then lift the spine nice and tall again. I mean, my model is perfect, so good luck. This is beautiful. So really feel like this really stretches your back. Inhale, exhale, begin to scoop under, yes, gorgeous. She's trying to stretch the lower half of the body. The upper back is relaxed. Take another breath. And then exhale, curling forward. She's narrowing the core. Yes, stretching her head to her knees. And then she's gonna inhale and get taller. We go again. Exhale. On this third time, let's get a little bit deeper. Maybe the sacrum, the flat bone at the base of your spine, gets all the way down to the mat. Better. Inhale. She keeps her hips as they are, nice and open. She curls the head, neck, and shoulders forward. Gorgeous. Head goes to the knees. Yes, stretching. And then lifting tall. And let's go one more. And exhale. Roll it back. Good, good, good. Yes, inhale. And exhale, curling forward, beautiful. Yes, Kristen. And lifting the spine tall. This time, let's reach the fingertips forward. You're gonna roll down to your back all the way. And she's gonna start exactly the same. Her inner thighs are squeezing, heels are squeezing. She's got the wrap of her sits bones, and the head goes all the way down to the mat. Gorgeous. All right, so slide the feet in a little closer. You can slide down a bit. And we're gonna go into a little ab warm up. So this is not classical Pilates. This is just a nice way to get the core working. So I'm gonna have Kristen demonstrate it with the legs up. You can also do it with your feet flat on the floor. So her legs are gonna come into tabletop. Her hands are gonna come behind the head. I prefer, with my clients, that you either place one hand upon the other at the base of your skull or interlace. None of this Mickey Mouse ears stuff that does weird stuff with your neck. I don't wanna see it. So now, you're gonna have this nice neutral spine, gorgeous. As she exhales, she curls the head, neck, and shoulders forward, just to the tips of the shoulder blades, stretching the upper spine. And then inhale, lowering back. And again, exhale, curl. Now, one of the biggest things we hear as teachers is that your neck hurts when you're doing Pilates, which is why I've given you this variation with the hands behind the head to support the weight of your head. So use it. Use your arms, use the wrap of the serratus to help you. Good, and lower. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale, curling up, good. And each time, she feels how she's stretching a little bit deeper, which is excellent. And again, exhale, curl. Now she's gonna stay up. We inhale here in the center. Exhale, twist the body to the right side. Gorgeous. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist to the left. Good. And she's doing an excellent job keeping her hips stable. So inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Good. Inhale, back through the middle, curling a little bit more. There we go. Twist left. Good. Back to the center and relax. Bend the knees into the chest. Hug those knees in. Good. All right, so now finally we get to our Pilates exercise, the 100. So with this variation, you can do it with your head down, which is a nice way to start if you're not used to your Pilates practice, because it takes a little bit of the load off of the neck. As the core gets stronger, I expect you to lift your head. But for today's variation, we'll keep the head down. So Kristen's gonna extend her legs towards the ceiling. Heels are gonna squeeze with a little Pilates V, just a slight little turnout. If you are saying to yourself right now, my legs don't go straight to the ceiling, you can bend your knees, which is pretty much most people, right? Until you get the flexibility to then straighten them, which we want. So hands are down by the sides. You take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, float the arms off the mat just above hip height, and she's going to pump and breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Good. And inhale. Now, Kristen has a strong core, so she's going to lower her legs a little bit away. But as she knows, as we all know, with your head down, this variation gets to be really challenging with the legs lowering. So maybe you take the legs to a height that you still feel that core working. Good. And she's inhaling. Good. And those arms are reaching longer. Yes. And again, inhale, big breath into the lungs. Exhale, the head, neck, and shoulders reaches the arms elongate. Good. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. And there's a little bit more wrap underneath. Good. Last breath. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale all the air out and relax. Good. From here, we're going to take a little spine twist. So her arms are going to come into cactus. Good. If you have enough room in your house, wherever you're practicing, arms can go straight out to the side. So she's got, once again, the tabletop shape. She inhales here in the center. Exhale to take the knees over to the right, finding that twist through the core. Yes, inhaling, and exhale back to the center. Good. And the other way. Yes. It's very hard to keep those shoulders nice and squarely on the mat. The ribs may lift a little, but I want you to feel the rotation through your obliques. Good. Yes, in your transverse abdominis, which is your deepest core layer. Good. And she's going to keep those knees really squeezing together as she goes over to the last side. Good, yes. And coming back up. Great, come on up to set. Let's go into spine stretch. Now, if you have time, go ahead and hold that stretch. Take those knees over, linger, let your whole back open up. Okay, spine stretch. Arms are gonna reach straight forward for this variation today. So you're gonna see her nice, beautiful straight spine. Her legs are extended, her feet are flexed. She's going to inhale to lift up, inflate the lungs. Exhale, she gets rid of every ounce of air as she spine stretches forward. Beautiful. Inhale, she lifts the spine, lifting, inflating the lungs laterally. Exhale, every ounce of air. And as you can see, she's doing a beautiful job sequentially moving from the crown of the head to the lower half. And as you keep going, 2 more for me, Kristen, you're gonna notice that she's gonna start to want to breathe more into this tighter area for her, yes, which might be different for you. Inhale and lift, but the pelvic floor is up. 1 more. And exhale, pulling in. She's gonna lift more. Yes, inhale and lifting up. Good, nice, legs come together. Inhale here, you're gonna roll down onto your back, 1 vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. In the transition, the least amount of excessive movement as possible. She gracefully turns over. Yes, good. Forehead on the mat. We set up for swan. So from here with the swan, the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. The stomach is pulling up and in. Gorgeous. Inhale, she's going to elongate her spine to come all the way up. The shoulders are wrapping around. Good. Exhale, she lengthens forward to come back down. Yes, and again, inhale, lengthening the collarbones are wide, the shoulders externally rotate. Yes, her core is lifted. And exhale, she lowers. Gorgeous. And again, you're visualizing that you're stretching the front of the spine in this exercise. Good. And exhale and relax, pushing back into child's pose. Lovely. Good. Coming back up to sit. Now we go into saw, one of my favorite exercises. Finally, rotation. Yes. So arms go out to the T. From here, she once again is in the same position she started, spine stretch forward. So sits bones rooted into the ground. She's going to inhale to rotate to the right. As she exhales, the right hand saws off the edge of the toe. She pulls this rib cage back to get that twist. Beautiful. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, she reaches back. This left arm's gonna reach a little bit further. Yes, beautiful. And lift. You're gonna feel that two-way stretch through the body as she rotates and reaches. The hips stay square. Good. And again, one more. Twist it to the left. Exhale, reach and stretch. Good. And then coming back to the center and back together. Very good. From here, you're gonna roll onto your back for bridge. Yes. All right, so finally, we're lying down again. So nice. So your arms are pressing. Her feet are just with a little bit of space, so not super wide, in alignment with the thigh bone. Shoulders are giving me chest expansion on the floor. Inhale, she begins to scoop under with the tailbone. Begin to lift the pelvis to the ceiling, articulating through the back. Good. You notice that she's giving a beautiful cervical spine, so there's no pressing of the neck into the mat. It's natural, it's long. Exhale, she's gonna melt from her sternum through the floor, through the ground, yes, and lengthen the tailbone away. Gorgeous. And again, inhale, scooping under. As she goes, she feels that her thighs are pulling away. The back of the legs are engaged, and she's giving me that lovely scoop through the low abs. And then take a breath, and exhale, melting down. Good. Now, if you need another breath, just take another breath. So don't feel like you have to suffer with just one breath if it feels like it's too short. So we go again, last time. Good. Yes. You can see how she's creating the pedestal with her shoulders that she's standing on, which is preparing you for more advanced work. And then exhale as you melt, soften. Yes, lengthen the waist. Gorgeous. And coming all the way down. Good. All right, so coming up to sit, let's move into our mermaid. So seated, side bending, right? Awesome. Feels delicious. Classically, most advanced, shins are stacked. I rarely have met a person who comfortably sits like this. So if you're already tight, chances are your hips are tight as well. So your legs are gonna open a little bit. And if you even need to go wider, you go wider. So she's gonna take her left arm directly up towards the ceiling. Good. You can see that ideally both sits bones are trying to stay grounded, but you know, it's a little tricky. So she's going to inhale to stretch, to go up and over to the right. Beautiful. And then as she exhales, she's gonna come back to the center line, getting taller, pulling the ribs in. Good. Her right hand is pulling, so engaging, good, that right lat to give me that beautiful side bend. Good. And lift. Now what I'm looking for, and she's gonna do it wrong for me right now, is not collapsing. Yes, where you're just kind of like heavy on that right side. So she's gonna come back up and she's gonna create that lift. The idea is up first, then over and stretch. Gorgeous. Good. And then back up to the center, swinging the legs to the other side. Very good. And you might notice immediately that one side feels like, yes, I've got this. The other side feels like, the worst thing you've ever done. So just be open to that experience. So we go, right arm up to the ceiling. Inhale, she grows longer to go over to the left. Stretching, beautiful. I'd love those ribs in the front a little bit more. Thank you. Exhale, back up to the ceiling. Good, and again, inhale. Good, and she's breathing beautifully into her tighter spot in her spine. Good, and then exhale to lift. Good, and we go one more time. She's pulling energetically with that left arm. And exhale, yes, coming back up. Feels so good. Now, she's gonna come up to stand, our final exercise in this workout. She's gonna turn sideways for me, just so you can see what's happening with her shoulders. So, feet are gonna be in just your little Pilates V, gorgeous. And she's doing chest expansion, which is normally done with the bar on the Cadillac or the tower. So here we're doing it, or on the reformer. So here we're pretending we have resistance. So the arms are gonna come forward. She's going to inhale to pull those arms back past the center line. Head looks right, head looks left. Gorgeous. Center. Exhale, she grows taller as the arms come forward. Now, it looks like nothing, I know, but it's not, it's work. She's actively pulling the shoulder blades back. She's externally rotating the shoulders. She's keeping her core lifted gorgeously. Look and look. Yes, center and reaching forward. Her inner thighs are squeezing. Everything is lifting. She's growing taller through the crown of her head. Beautiful. Look. And look, her butt is working. Let's hope it's working. Yes, and reach, it is, gorgeous. One last time, inhale. Good, yes, with that lift, and look, center, and relax. Good, so now you're ready for your day. Your neck and shoulders feel better. You've moved a little bit, so thank you for doing this workout with me and my wonderful group with Jette Sette. Thanks.